Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 17 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. I'm finally bringing you guys a new team, and I'm actually really excited to use this team because it's got a ton of fun tricks up its sleeve, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. You do see the team on the screen: Tapu Fini, Arcanine, Snorlax, Alolan Persian, Gyarados, and the Pheromosa. A lot of the Pokemon are relatively standard, but I've got some pretty cool sets here, so I'm really excited to feature this. It was really fun using my Oregon Regionals team, but I've had a pretty good run with that. If you're still interested in that team, you can check out the team report in the description below, as well as the QR code. I'd really love to at least make a push for the 1800s with this team, but maybe even further. And I do want to use this for a little bit, just because there are a ton of different cool things that I can feature throughout this team. So I'm not going to spoil too many things for you guys before getting into our first game, but we're going to find Chloe from Japan with a rating of 1750 to kick things off. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share support by leaving a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it, and I really hope you guys enjoy this team because it is very interesting. So, you do see my team: Tapu Fini, Arcanine, Snorlax, Alolan Persian, Pheromosa, and Gyarados. My opponent's team here are Snorlax, Arcanine, Porygon, Metagross, Tapu Fini, and Tapu Koko. So I think this is actually a really good setup for my Pheromosa Snorlax combination. I definitely want Arcanine in this matchup because of the Metagross and for the Snorlax. And for the last one, kind of make a case for a bunch of the different Pokemon. But I kind of like Fini here. Yeah, it's bulky, and I've got a pretty cool tech move on it. And it can switch into Arcanine. Yep. Persian's kind of tempting, but I think I'm going to go with Fini. So this team really revolves around Snorlax, and oh shoot, I think I actually forgot to change one move on my Snorlax, but we'll get into that later. Hopefully it doesn't end up making a huge difference here. But yeah, it's really meant to sweep with Snorlax, and I got an inspiration on this team from a bunch of different top players, and so I'll kind of talk about it as we get into this game, but it's going to be Koko and Fini coming out from my opponent, which I'm more than happy to see, because I've got some pretty wacky tricks here. So I'm going to go Pheromosa and Snorlax. And we'll see if I can pull off my shenanigans immediately. Interestingly enough, my opponent's actually going to cancel her own Surge with Tapu Fini, but that's okay. So I have a bunch of options here, but I'm actually running the Poison Z move. So I'm just going to go for the knockout. Even if it protects, that allows me to get my first stockpile up. And you've already seen the Snorlax set on the bottom, but it's Stockpile and Belly Drum, so... Yes! I got it off. Nice. I've never seen that animation before. If it's Sash Koko, that could be bad, but... Yeah, so one of the reasons why I'm using Poison Z Pheromosa specifically to outspeed and knock out every Tapu out there. So I could have knocked out the Fini here, but Fini's not as offensive as Tapu Koko. So Acid Downpour will come out, we'll target down that shiny Tapu Koko. And we'll pick up the one-hit knockout, giving me the Beast Boost. Most likely, we'll see a Moonblast onto the Pheromosa, so I'll trade 1 for 1. But I'll definitely take that trade since I've got my... Oh, you actually see Muddy Water, and Snorlax avoids that. Pheromosa should be able to survive this as well. So maybe my opponent, definitely not anticipating the Z move. Yeah, Pheromosa actually hangs on. It does decrease its accuracy, unfortunately, but I will get my first stockpile going. And so, the idea behind this stockpile Snorlax is you get a couple of defense increases so that your opponent really can't touch you. And then once you are able to get that set up, then you can start going for Belly Drum. Oh no! No. I have Soothe Bell on this Snorlax. I forgot to... I was increasing its happiness. Yeah. R.I.P. in pieces. Okay. No worries. Speed swap, Belly Drum. Maybe I'll win this game with Soothe Bell. Yeah, if I had my berry, I would think I would have this game won 100%, but I don't have my berry, so I actually can't heal with Snorlax, and that's like the most integral part of Snorlax. But it's okay. I believe. I'm a strong trainer, and I can handle this adversity. So I was trying to get happiness up, and then I was like, oh, I'll just use Facade for now. So Facade on with a team with Tapu Fini doesn't make much sense. So yeah, I should have my berry there, but obviously I don't, but that's okay. Actually, here's a fun fact. I still have a way to heal. Oh, I love it. I'm so glad I got to feature this team already. So I got to +6, and my Snorlax is super speedy, and I get to heal Pulse. It's another one of the fun techs I'm running. So even though this Snorlax is not the right set, it should be returned with max happiness, and it should have a berry. We're still pulling things off. So now I have Pheromosa's speed after the speed swap. Oh my gosh. This is why I wanted to use this team, guys. Who needs berries when you have heal pulse? Yeah. Look how well I take that too. Oh, yeah. I think I should just have this game won even though I didn't have my berry. As Metagross is the last one, that's perfectly fine with me. Yeah, I'm just gonna heal pulse again. Because it could be fighting Z move. And I think I'm actually gonna stockpile here in case it is fighting Z move Metagross. Yeah, that's game. Nice. Couldn't have asked for a better debut with the team, I guess, but I am going to switch my item and make sure I get the berry, because Snorlax should have the Figi berry instead of the Soothe Bell. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Facade's actually interesting because Snorlax does end up getting burned or paralyzed a decent amount, or even poisoned. So I actually think it's not the worst of options, because once you get to +6, you still end up sweeping. But, yep, I am going to hop off real quick, and when I'm back, we will look for the second game. I'm just going to quickly put the berry on my Snorlax. Okay, we are back in action. I went off and put the right berry on my Snorlax, so even though we won the last game with Soothe Bell Snorlax, I'm actually really happy. Like, that last game actually featured some of the main strategies of this team, right? It featured the Poison Z move on Pheromosa to get a big knockout, featured Snorlax getting a stockpile and a belly drum off, featured the speed swap as well, which was crucial, and then it allowed Tapu Fini to heal post. So that's like allowed a lot of the main cores of this team, so couldn't believe that I got all of those in one game immediately, and with the Soothe Bell of all items. So that was absolutely hilarious, but hopefully now can feature the strategy a little bit more. Did get a little bit fortunate in that last game. I mean, Snorlax didn't take any accuracy drops, and that's pretty essential because the Snorlax basically stays on the field once it's out there, and the whole team is designed around it pretty much, right? So, yeah. But, yeah, this Pheromosa it's like, this is definitely a more gimmicky best of one team, that's for sure, guys. In best of 3, I think there's still a lot of options, and it's just a little bit weaker because, like, in best of 1, you can just win games immediately by knocking out the biggest threat often with Pheromosa's Poison Z move. The biggest threat being so many of the Tapus. But, yeah, there's still a lot of cool tricks on this team I haven't shown yet. I mean, like, yeah, I didn't expect to use the Poison Z move, Speed Swap, Belly Drum, Stockpile, and Heal Pulse all in one game, but I managed to get that in the first game. I'm going to find Red from Austria for our second opponent of the day. That's why I was really excited to feature this team. It is a ton of fun. Red running a team of Arcanine, Now Eagle, Porygon, Tapu Lele, the Kartana, and the Gigalith. Totally read that out of order, but that's okay. This is definitely a Pheromosa lead for sure again. And part of me wants Persian. The thing with Snorlax is it doesn't run a ground move here, so against this team comp it actually seems rather weak, but I think you could actually still make a case for it. So Pheromosa, Snorlax. Maybe Persian instead. Actually, yeah. Arcanine, Snorlax. I don't like my matchup here too much, actually, because of a bunch of reasons. Snorlax isn't as great as I'd want it to be here. Do get to feature Persian. Pheromosa could sweep because it hits everything for neutral or super effective. Fini here is tempting solely to change the terrain, but otherwise it doesn't do really any damage, and I'm not running Calm Mind, so it's not like I can sit in front of the Porygon and sweep. Gyarados here, I'm not the biggest fan of because there's a Gigalith, a Now Eagle, even Kartana. Like, all of those give me some trouble. So I'm still going to bring Snorlax, but this isn't a game where I feel like I can confidently sweep with it. If anything, I'd like to play well with Pheromosa and sweep with that, because Pheromosa really blows through my opponent's team, especially with Alolan Persian next to it, because both of these outspeed everything on my opponent's team. But Pheromosa is such a volatile Pokemon, I really don't like using it. I haven't actually really used it at all this season, which is why I wanted to use it on this team, especially for the speed swap shenanigans. But we get Now Eagle and Tapu Lele, so this is okay, but the main fear is if Tapu Lele is Scarfed. If Lele is Scarfed, I'm actually in a lot of trouble. If not, then I'm in a decent position. Because I do have that Poison Z move. I think I actually will go for that. Yeah, I'm going to Parting Shot here and go for my Acid Downpour immediately. Of course, if that's Scarf Lele, I probably just lose this game. I didn't really have very good answers in team building. I didn't really consider Scarf Lele. So that's probably something I should go back on the drawing board and consider. Yeah. But let's see if Acid Downpour can catch yet another Tapu off guard. Because I think here, if you're my opponent, you might fear... tough call. Would you protect Lele? Maybe. I wonder if now Ego can knock out Pheromosa at -1. I feel like you should still be able to, but I'm not entirely sure. Ha! Oh, I love it. I can't believe it. Like, this seems so silly, but there's like actually a good reason to using this set, honestly, because there's no better Z move on this team, if you ask me. And be able to knock out Tapus is so essential, just because all of them can give Snorlax some trouble with the ability to taunt. Tapu Lele could go relatively offensive on the special spectrum as well. Yeah, I really want to see my opponent's reaction to when I use this Z move. So that'll give me a Beast Boost, and I'll be able to Parting Shot the now Ego. So Snorlax can come in now, and potentially stockpile up. I could bring in Arcanine, but there's no reason to, and I want to conserve that Intimidate. So that was a great turn 1 for me. It'll be even better if Pheromosa can survive this attack, because, like I said, if Pheromosa can sweep through this game, that'd be great. But I anticipate, yeah, Sludge Bomb coming out. Oh, I actually hang on, but I get poisoned, but I think I should survive at least one poison tick. Oh, no, I don't. Ah, that's so unfortunate. I'm really sad about that. That would have been really great, but no worries, I'll bring in Persian now. Because if I survived that, then I could have gotten a speed swap off, or just go for a high jump kick and, like, Pheromosa blows through my opponent's team. So, that's one of the other cool tricks about speed swap. Because once you get the boost off, you really can snowball.
I'm recording video.
Sorry about that. Friend running into my dorm. Yeah, okay, so, like I was saying, yeah, with Pheromosa, like, because you have high jump kick, a lot of people will want to just double protect often. That's, like, the perfect opportunity to just go for a speed swap. So we see Arcanine come in. My main issue is, by losing my Pheromosa, I don't have great answers against that now Ego. But, I think that's okay. I'm gonna go for a... kind of want a Belly Drum here. Yeah, I'm actually going to Parting Shot the Arcanine and just set up a Belly Drum immediately. Yeah, I like that. Because by Parting Shotting Arcanine, I decrease its attack by 1 stage, and now Ego switches out, which is even better news for me. This works both ways. Because I'm going to get the Arcanine to -2, and I get my own Arcanine in for free. Relatively free, at least. And the Kartana will be at -1. But the issue is... I mean, I guess Belly Drum does put on offensive pressure, so now I can just close combat, and I wonder if close combat knocks out Kartana. I don't know about that. This is going to be a close... I mean, the game's far from over yet, but it looks like it's going to be close. Just from my game sense. That looks like CB Arcanine, though. Yeah, it probably is. Wasn't anticipating that. That's not good news for me. Because now my opponent can just Sacred Sword close combat into the Snorlax slot. And that's not fun. Yeah, I wish I attacked there, but I didn't anticipate the cart switching either. That was a good play by my opponent for sure. Okay, so you have to double up here for my opponent. Okay. I think I can still win this. I'm going to close combat Kartana because I need that against now Ego. And I'm just going to go for a last-ditch Facade. I expect Snorlax to be doubled up into here. Or the Z move. Okay. I wonder if Bloom Doom knocks out at -1. I feel like it shouldn't, so I feel like my opponent still needs to double up onto me. If my opponent doesn't double up onto me, that should be just good game right there. But we'll see. Because I have a trick with Persian to win this still. Yeah, so there's Bloom Doom. This is -1 after the Intimidate. Yeah, I actually survived that. Nice. So I will get this close combat off. That's Choice Banded. Okay, nice. Let's see what my opponent's Arcanine did. If it targeted my Arcanine, like it has to have targeted my Snorlax, so you have to double up there. No, my opponent just threw it totally. Yeah, I think if you're my opponent, you definitely should be doubling up on Snorlax no matter what, because you know you've got Now Eagle in the back. So Snorlax gets that facade off. That's just going to be game. Yeah. As Now Eagle will come back in, but it's a 3v1, and both of these are physical attackers. Even if my opponent knocked me out, though, it would have come down to Now Eagle's item. If it's sashed, no, even if it's sashed, I think I could have still had this. Because basically, one cool trick I had in the back was Persian with Parting Shot. Sorry, not Parting Shot, Quash. That's an idea I took from Marcus Thatcher, so credits to him. He's really the most prominent user of that. Yeah, I'm just going to recycle here. Might as well just play it safe with Snorlax. But with the 3v1 advantage, and with Persian in the back, with Parting Shot and Quash, I should have enough resources to close this game out. Even though Snorlax doesn't have any ground-type attacks, should be able to... Oh, What?! Oh, that's definitely Trick Room Now Eagle then, because I'm Jolly max speed. Yeah, that's definitely like bulky Now Eagle. I'm Jolly Choice Banded, for those wondering. So Power Gem comes out. Targeting Arcanine, but that's fine with me. Even Persian can just come in now and foul play. So Arcanine's going to go down, but that's fine. Going to get the Beast Boost. I could have just returned there. But... yeah, in retrospect, probably been better to just return. I don't think it makes a difference, but damage output is probably better at this point in the game. Because it's like you get to bring the Now Eagle down to a potential sash. So yeah, now I can just come in with Persian and foul play to clean up this game. So Snorlax really doing what it's supposed to. I mean, this team really revolves around Snorlax, so that's why. But yeah. I'm just glad. I theory on this team in like corporate finance class. I was literally just writing stuff down. And I was like, I feel like this could work, because some of the strategies on this team have proven, or like top players have already used. So foul play is gonna come out. Can't fake out obviously with psychic terrain, so might as well. We should knock it out. Yep, nice. Yeah, so I was like sitting in class and I was like, I need a new team for Road to Rank. What can I do? I said I wanted to feature Alolan Persian. Snorlax I haven't used that much, and I feel like it's still kind of underused and kind of create some fun stuff around it. And then I was like, how do I support this? And yeah, I mean, the Pheromosa Z move with Speed Swap seems so stupid, but like it works. I don't know if this, like, how serious this could work in a best of 3 setting, but I don't know, man. This team is, at least it's really fun to use. Like, I'm sure opponents, like, look at it and they're just like, are you kidding me? Like, what just happened? But we take those. So, yeah, we have time for a third game here since that first game ended up pretty quickly. And I said my goal for this team was just get it into the 1800s. I'd love to make a push for the 1900s at some point. Yeah, I think, you know, historically, throughout the years I've done Road to Rank, like, I've always been able to end with pretty solid ratings, but I've never been able to get the #1 spot on Battle Spot at the end of the season. I'd love to go for that, but it's really hard to, because a lot of it comes down to running really hot and winning, like, a significant amount of games in a row. And a lot of that is, I think it's a lot harder to play and commentate, as opposed to just concentrating on Battle Spot sometimes. So, I don't know, though. I'd like to go further than I did last season. I think last season I ended up with a rating of 1930, which was, like, okay, but could have been better. But yeah, let's just keep looking through. Gonna be a Japanese opponent for our third opponent of the day. Let's see if we can get more shenanigans with Pheromosa Snorlax. Opponent here running a team of Porygon Z, Murkrow. Oh boy, there's some shenanigans there. Kartana, Tapu Fini, Arcanine, and the Togedemaru. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this for a multitude of reasons, especially because I think that's going to be Scarf Porygon Z. But I suppose Persian Snorlax works here with Arcanine and Pheromosa in the back. Yeah, I'm kind of confident about that, so I'll just lock in. I'm still learning with this team as I go along. Like, obviously this team is kind of different from the other teams I've used throughout the year. It's very setup based and focuses specifically on one Pokemon. Although I suppose in the last, like, here's the thing about Snorlax, right? Like, once you get a Belly Drum off, there's so much offensive pressure on the field that your opponent feels obligated to target that slot. And so, like, my opponent, obviously in the last game, I don't know, like, I was really surprised. I guess he or she just really expected Snorlax to go down to the Grassium Z move. But, like, you can't underestimate Snorlax's bulk, because this one's very defensive, just with a little bit of attack investment, because the thing is, like, once you get to +6 attack, you don't need all these attack boosts, or attack EVs anyway. Although, yeah, I think Return's probably still overall better than Facade. It's just, like, yeah, there's Tapu Fini on the team, but there's still a lot of cases where, like, you end up in, like, for example, Salcedo versus Snorlax, where Snorlax gets burned. And then if you get the Belly Drum off, you just win the game from there. Arcanines can repeatedly Flare Blitz into it, which is actually pretty common when Snorlax goes for multiple stockpiles. So, yeah, I do want to credit some of the Japanese players because I got the idea of stockpile Belly Drum Snorlax from some of the Japanese players who piloted on a Drifblim Lele team over at the Melbourne International. But this team, yeah, definitely very, very Snorlax heavy. So, Persian Snorlax coming out, Porygon Z Murkrow. Murkrow could taunt, right? That's my fear. I think we're still going to fake out and stockpile, though. If it taunts me, so be it. Porygon Z is still denied an attack. And if it doesn't taunt me, then, you know what time it is. It's Snorlax time. But the thing is, when your opponent has a Cortana, it's a little bit harder. I think I should build this team a little bit better to counter Cortana a little bit harder. I do have the dual Intimidate option, but obviously I didn't bring Gyarados here. So, Cortana is an issue because Sacred Sword just goes through your defense increases, but with Persian for Parting Shot, and with its ability, and Persian's bulky, and with the fact that you can just go for Foul Play, which two-shots Cortana anyways, like, I wasn't too worried about Cortana. But a well-played, or a well-conserved Cortana in the back could definitely be a concern. So Porygon actually switches out, which is a great play by my opponent. It's going to be Tapu Fini, though, which I'm more than okay with, since that's even more passive than Porygon Z. And Snorlax basically capitalizes when your opponent has no offensive pressure on the field. Yeah, okay. So we'll see what Murkrow goes for. Maybe a taunt. Yeah, okay. So that is an issue. That is definitely an issue, because Snorlax heavily relies on just sweeping and setting up, but that's okay. Yeah, there is some issue here. I will Parting Shot the Tapu Fini and Facade to hopefully put it in Wild Charge KO range. So, Muddy Water shouldn't knock me out. If you're my opponent, you probably want to Moonblast that Persian. Maybe predict the Muddy Water, predicting an Arcanine switch in, but even if my opponent does nail it, it should be fine. But you do see, yeah, Taunt is actually a pretty big issue for Snorlax, and I should have led a little bit better in consideration of Murkrow with Taunt. Tailwind goes up, which is actually also an issue. Snorlax doesn't really care, but yeah, the main issue is I didn't get a boost off. Like, if it was either a Belly Drum or Facade, ooh, yeah, like, my position would be great. Right now, Snorlax doesn't provide much offense against my opponent's Pokemon. And since my opponent's Pokemon outspeed me, that's a concern. There is the Moonblast, so okay, so that's good. Arcanine switches in, at least safely into that. Doesn't do too much. Yeah, it does more than I would have liked, actually. But whatever. And Facade comes out. Still does a comfortable amount. That should be in CB Wild Charge KO range. Yeah, so I'm just going to double up onto that slot. I don't think Muddy Water should knock out Arcanine, but Murkrow could have Foul Play, so my opponent could double up. But Arcanine can be a beast and avoid it too, sure. That's fortunate. Curious if there was a Foul Play on that Murkrow. And there was, yeah, so I got a little bit lucky there. That probably should have knocked me out. Yeah, that definitely should have. So, not too happy about that. I don't like it when RNG goes in my favor like that, because you want to win games cleanly. And basically, I knew what was coming from Murkrow, but I still didn't play well enough around it. Wow, even Facade still does a decent amount. And Taunt wears off, which means Murkrow here has to either Taunt or go for an attack. I think Porygon Z probably comes back in. Yeah, I feel bad. I didn't play well this game. But you have to take the opportunities you're given. It's actually Cortana coming in. That's actually a major issue for me. Yeah, that's not good at one bit. Did you imagine you can just Foul Play? Okay, so I'm going to switch into Persian. Actually, I don't think Arcanine's really worth keeping around. Although it would give Cortana a Beast Boost. I just don't want to give Cortana a Beast Boost. Yeah, Sacred Sword won't knock out Persian, so I'll switch in there. We might just see another Taunt come out. I don't want to risk it, so I'm just going to Facade Murkrow. I do want the Arcanine for Intimidate, and with Persian I can Parting Shot, go back into Arcanine. Like, Parting Shot plus Intimidate's a really cool combination, because you just get your opponent's physical attack just the -2 attack immediately. So I'll bring in Persian. Okay, good. Although that Murkrow could have Roost, and if that is the case, that's going to be bad. Yeah, Sacred Sword. That knocks me out? Yeah, okay. That definitely doesn't knock me out without the crit. That's actually super unfortunate. Because, without that crit, I think it probably puts me in my berry range. I guess Facade gets some revenge on Murkrow and gets a crit. But it really comes down to the item on that Porygon Z in the back. If it's... I'm really worried about the Choice Scarf, and I think it will be Scarfed. So I can bring in Arcanine now, and I pressure Extreme Speed onto Murkrow, and I think I will go for that. So I really need to get that out of the way to make sure my opponent doesn't have any more speed control. Yeah, I can't. I'm still taunted, so I just have to just double up into that slot in case it switches out into Porygon Z. Yeah, this game highlights like Kartana in the back and how that can be an issue, especially if like Persian gets crit. But I didn't play well this game. Like my priority should have been knocking out Murkrow, because Murkrow is actually the most disruptive thing to my team. It's pretty cool because, you know, Prankster, Tailwind, and you get some other cool moves. Quash being one of them too. So let's see. I don't like my position because Snorlax did not get a boost, and Snorlax does not win against Kartana. So I kind of need my Pheromos in the back, but I do break a potential Sasher on Kartana if Murkrow just... Yeah, I probably should have just Facaded Kartana. Although Murkrow does switch out, but the thing is... Yeah. Like, there's no reason to protect Kartana here. Oh. Huh. Well, this just got really interesting. So I went for the double up, hoping to, like, knowing that I could potentially catch a thing off guard, or Murkrow off guard. The issue is I still don't know if I have enough firepower to win this one, because that Kartana did get that substitute up. Extreme Speed Facaded. Maybe I should have switched Arcanine out. No, I don't think I should have. Because I don't break the Intimidate anyway, and I have Pheromos on the back. Leaf Blade, Arcanine, yep. So, this actually kind of comes down to just protect the mind games. Because I have Pheromos in the back. I think two Facades should knock out the substitute here on Kartana's end. If this one does, then I just pretty much win, but it shouldn't. Yeah. So then now the question is, I've got a high jump kick, right? So my obvious play is, let me just protect Pheromosa and Facade Kartana. Huh. You know, one play I could make is high jump kick and belly drum. Because that covers the protect option. Okay, so he didn't protect. Oh no, but Kartana's gonna get to +2. I forgot about the second beast boost. Yeah, I should have protected. Because I knew at +1 it wouldn't knock me out, and I think +6 attack knocks out Kartana, but now I just lose. Unless Sacred Sword doesn't knock me out for some reason, but it definitely should at +2 attack. I mean, I will be nearly at full HP, but this Kartana just swept through me. Yeah, that critical hit was unfortunate, but I can't complain about RNG when I avoided a Muddy Water with Arcanine. But if I can somehow survive a clutch Sacred Sword, I do have a ton of defense investment. It's +2, right? Yeah, I don't think I will be able to. But let's see. Come on, Godlax. You can do it. I don't think you can. It's gonna faint. Bye. No! I don't think that mattered, but if it did, I'll be very sad, because this Snorlax has a ton of HP and defense investment. So that's kind of anticlimactic, but once again, I can't complain about RNG when I dodged a Muddy Water, and I could have just played better this game. But that was a super fun episode. I mean, could have asked for a better debut episode with this team, and yeah, we do go 2-1. But I do need to play a little bit better against Kartana. Murkrow caught me off guard. Like, I just walked into the taunt and just my priority should have been eliminating the Murkrow, and I was not sure about the Pheromos. Like, I also could have just protected and Facaded there in the end. Yeah. But okay, let's say I protect Facade, and my opponent protects Kartana. Then I lose the game. I think it's still a 50-50 there in the end, right? Because if Kartana does protect, Facade should definitely knock out that substitute. And then you're in a position where it's like, okay, if Cortana does protect that turn, and... Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. But the point is, basically, let's say Cortana protects, and I protect Facade. Then the next turn, it's the same position where I just high jump kick and belly drum. And if Cortana did go for what I did and I just protect Facade, then I win the game. So, yeah, I still felt like a 50-50 there in the end. And ultimately, my opponent decided on attacking Pheromosa, where I could have decided to protect there. But I kind of gambled a little bit. And I also just blanked out. Like, I forgot about the second Beast Boost Cortana would get. I'm really not sure about the calcs on that Cortana against my defensive Snorlax, but I'll probably run the calc after this game just to check it out. But yeah, it's going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the brand new team because it is freaking fun, and I really enjoyed the games today. So we'll get some more fun stuff in tomorrow. But yep, it's going to be it for this one. As always, if you did enjoy the video, please share support by leaving a like, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, peace.